nice to have you back on the course. Also worthy of note, you had a fantastic round of golf going when you left off last time. Let's keep that vibe going here now. And that drops into bird number 8 on the scorecard. Great work. And you are currently 10 under par. And now the par 4, 15th. Well, I hope you can hold on to the fairway on this one. All right, that one just barely made its way into that first cut. And that'll do. Grab your putter. And here we have a 16-foot putt. Looks like this one's taking a break to the left. It could be a good one. Beautiful shot. And you're currently sitting at 11 under. Good luck here on the 16th. Look at that block. Okay, about 170 yards to the pin. Good job with that chip shot. All right, let's head over to the next hole, see what we can do. And this one is the 17th, and we got a par 3 here. Hopefully we get a bounce to the left. Nothing wrong with that. Safely on the green. Okay, 13 feet to the hole. And this one's, I think, going left to right. This one's tracking. Nice job. That's the birdie there. And after that hole, you sit at 13 under par. All right, teeing it up now on the 18th hole. This one's a par 4. Oh, just smashed it. And this is somewhere around 150 yards from the pin. work. Nice approach. This one's a 21-footer. Downhill putt, moving right to left. This one's just a 3-foot putt. Okay, and today you've managed to drop that par putt on in there on the final hole. Good job. And you wound up 13 under par at the end of this one. Good work. That'll be it for me here today. Thanks for taking me around the course with you. I had a great time out there. Hopefully we'll see you again real soon. My name is John McCarthy, and I'd like to welcome you to PGA Tour 2K25. Let's get into this. And we are competing for glory today in this ranked tour event. Okay, let's get going. Okay, you're in it now. Let's have a good round and keep our composure. Okay, second shot here on the first. And that green slopes away from you, so this approach could go a little long if you're not careful. Oh, yeah, that's going to do just fine. Great work. Just missing on the birdie putt. Oh, just a tap in here. Starting today off at even par after that first hole. Good to see. Teeing her up here on the second. Unfortunate, that's going to get counted as a missed green. Okay, and from the greenside bunker, let's nestle this one in nice and close. Right by the hole. Okay, and this one to save the hole. Okay, par 4 here on this third hole. Oh, wonderfully struck. Oh my, you caught that one. Look at it go. Okay, this one's around 90 yards out. Call out there, champ. Sink this and you'll pull down a birdie. Go down to 1 under par. Okay, got a par 5 here on the 4th. Good one. I think we're heading to the sand here. This one's your 3rd. Oh, what? I just missed the hole. Could be a birdie on the scorecard. Okay, let's take a look at this next hole now. And let's see how we do here on the 5th. And second shot here on the 5th. Ooh, I think this could be good. 5 feet to the cut from here. All right, we brought things down to 3 under after that hole. And here we go. Par 5, 6 holes ahead of us. Okay, about 225 to the pin from here. Ooh, maybe we can get a kick left here. Setting up here, looking for the eagle. He's breaking left to right, going downhill. Day. I'm liking that. Now let's see how you do with the par 3 7th hole. Hey, that's another green in regulation. Okay, here's a 12-foot putt. So it looks like it has a little bit of a break to the left. this course. That's your 5th birdie of the day. It's going to bring things down to 5 under par. And here we go. Let's see what happens here on the 8th. And this is somewhere around 155 yards out. Good job. All right, here we go. This one's for birdie. And as that drops in the hole, that's your 6th birdie today. All right, here we go. 9th hole, par 4. I like that. And this one's about 160 yards from the pin. That's safe. Now this from 16 feet. I think we got a right to left break on this one. That's gonna work. Well done. All right, time to attack this back 9, teeing up on hole number 10. This one's about 90 yards to the pin. Go out there, looking good. Okay, now this from 11 feet. Looks like this one's breaking to the left. Going towards that hole. Oh yeah, well played in there for the bird. And here we go. Par 4, 11th hole. Let's do it. Oh my goodness, you hammered it. All right, this one's about 125 yards out. Well, unfortunately, that's a missed green. Come on, get in the hole. And that'll work for your birdie. Chipping it on in there. Well done. And just for my sake, let's take one more look at what you just did there. Okay, 9 under is the current score. Okay, that heads up. We got a headwind to deal with. Swinging like silk. All right, second shot on the 12th. Okay, let's get out of this bunker. One for the birdie. I think this putt's just breaking slightly to the right. This putt's going. Now that was a golf shot. And the 13th hole is before us. This one's a par 4. That sounded good. And here's our second shot on the 13th. Hitting into this green with a bit of a down slope, and don't want this one to get away from you. Take a look at this shot. Direct sink this, and that'll be for birdie. Okay, well putt. Now let's move on. Wind's blowing out there, right to left. Nice shot. That'll do. Here's a putt for 19 feet. I think this one starts off pretty straight and then goes to the right. Looking good so far. Well, continuing to look good. And the putt goes down. Fantastic work. Okay, on to number 15. This one's a par 4. Well, that won't work. Yeah, I think that's too much. Too much from the rough. Chip slides by the hole. Okay, tap this one in and let's move on. Nice tailwind on this hole. See what you can do with that. Great drive. That with some power. Okay, second shot here on the 16th. Okay, 25-footer to go. I think this starts off pretty straight and then takes a bit of a left turn. Well, this one's looking good so far. Continuing. Oh, somehow it doesn't go. Okay, here's your birdie look. And now on to 17. This one's a par 3. And to save par. $13 under at the moment. You might need a little more power. We got a headwind on this hole. Nicely done. You got some good contact there. And we've got about 150 yards to the pin from here. Ooh, into the drink. Feet to go. And finishing your round with a bogey on the final hole. And that's gonna do it for us here today. Thank you so much for the round of golf. I had fun. Hopefully you did too. Hello there, and a big fat welcome to PGA Tour 2K25. Things are going to happen for us today. I got a feeling. Today we find ourselves in beautiful sunny Florida. We are just about to get into some action at Bay Hill. All right, have a good round. All right, we'll take that. Second shot here on the first. Nice shot into this green. Good work. This is a 9-foot putt. What better way to start your round than starting it under par? Liking what you're throwing down here early on. And let's see what the second hole has in store for us. Nice swing. All right, this is a putt, but let's just kind of consider it an approach shot. Let's try to get this one nice and close to the cup, and hopefully we can putter in from there. Did most of the work. Okay, Here's a par putt. 1 under after that one. We got a third hole par 4 coming up here. Let's do it. There we go. Nice swing on that one. And this one's about 125 yards out. Okay, I'll accept that. And we've got about 6 feet here. Alrighty, down to 2 under par after that. Okay, we have a par 5, 4th hole. Let's get it going. Well, I hope you can hold on to the fairway. Okay, this one just made it into the first cut of rough. Great chip shot there, pure. That's pure. And here you go. This for the birdie. After that one, you brought your score down to 3 under. Let's see what we can do here on the 5th. Oh no, heading to the beach. And from the fairway bunker. All right, onto the green. No worries from here on out, right? Here's a 9-foot putt. Pretty straight here, a little bit to the left maybe. Let's keep this going. That's the 4th birdie of the day. Good work out there. All right, stepping on to the 6th tee. We got a par 5. Okay, there you go. And we're setting up here about 210 or so from the pin. This one's a little to the right on approach. Okay, this is your eagle putt. Let's do this. You got a downhill putt here. It's breaking to the left. This one's looking decent. Ooh, continues to be good. Yes! Drops it on in there. What a... And that needs one more look, I think. Let's cue the replay. And after that, when you're at 6 under. And the 7th hole is a par 3. Oh, effortlessly done. Nice swing. Okay, on the green safely. 16 feet to go. Careful with this one. Going downhill to the right. 5th birdie today. Let's have another one. Okay, 8th hole coming up. Okay, this one's around 160 yards from the pin. Well done. That's another green in regulation. This one's for birdie. It was going pretty hard to the left. All right, 3 feet to the cup. All right, now let's set our sights to the next. Now the par 4 9th. Oh dear, look at that go. This one's about 175 to the pin. Looks like we're heading to the sand. All right, setting up now in the bunker. Let's see what you got. Oh, this could drop. And it will drop in from the bunker. Great work. Amazing, amazing touch on that one. And after that one, you're sitting at 8 under. All right, 10th hole, we have a par 4. This shot's about 80 yards out. Birdie. Great work out there. Great work. Birdie number 7 in the hole. Let's see what we can do here on the 11th. That was well played. And this shot's about 120 yards away from the pin. Come on, be the right club. And there we go. Nice little approach shot. And this putt's around 7 feet. Just killing it out there. That's your 8th birdie of the day. Well done. And the wind is picked up. We got a tailwind to deal with. Okay, second shot here on the 12th. And you want this one to stick nice on that green. Bit of a down slope where we want to land this. There's a green and under regulation for you. Pat yourself on the back. Way out there for this putt. Good luck. So far, so good.
Still going good. Oh, yes, that'll go down nicely.
Let's take another look at that. $12 under par after that hole. Okay, 13th hole. We got a par 4. Let's go. That drive's looking decent here. This shot's just about 95 yards to the pin. This one's heading for it. And that will play. Thank you very much. Looks like we could have a birdie on this hole. And this one looks like it's kind of moving from the left to the right. This putt's good so far. Wow. Amazing. Wind's blowing from our backs on this one. You have a very long putt ahead of you here. I think this is going to go right to left. Well, this one's on a line. Ooh, almost drained that one for the birdie. And now the 15th. This one's a par 4. Shake it off. You know what that is? That's poor luck.
That almost dropped in the bucket.
And this is your 4th shot.
Oh, man. Would love to see that chip today.
Wind is blowing left to right. And here's our 2nd shot on the 16th. And that'll just sneak into the first cut of rough. All right, 8 feet to the cup. And a great effort on this hole to bounce back after the bogey on the last. Great work. That's a birdie. All right, this one is number 17. We have a par 3 here. Here's our second shot on the 17th. Ooh, this could go. This could go. Ooh, and isn't that a nice chip? Well done. You're in the cup. And after that one, your current score, a veritable 14 under par. All right, let's see what we can do off the tee here. It's a long par 4. Look at that thing fly. Just screaming. And here's our second shot on the 18th. Come on, bounce to the right. Safe approach, nice. If you drop this, you'll have a final score of 57 on the day. This one's going pretty hard left to right. Under on your scorecard at the end of the day. All right, that's just about it for me. Hopefully we'll see you back here real soon. See you next week. right, because I certainly am. My name is John McCarthy, and I would like to welcome you to PGA Tour 2K25. Looking forward to today, no question. And I can't wait for the drama to unfold as we get into this ranked tour event. All right, let's have a good one out there. I'm having that. And second shot here on the first. Heading left. Here's your fourth shot. Here's a bogey putt. Oh, and just inches to the hole. All right, you're sitting at 2 over. That wind's blowing right into our face on this one. Well, that's too bad. I'm pretty sure you weren't planning on that. It's okay. Okay, second shot here on the second. Good job. And this is your look at par. And with that, we will move on to the next. All right, 2 over par at the moment. All right, we got a par 5 on the third hole. Let's go. Well, I'm sure that's not what you intended. Okay, back in the fairway. Great stuff. And we're about 115 yards away. Okay, you might want to just send some positive thoughts into the universe before you take this putt on. Whew, way out there. This one's a doozy. Bit long on that one. And here's our look at the triple bogey. Just, yeah, a little too much on there. 14 feet to the cup from here. Almost. All right, let's put this hole behind us. Let's get this one to drop. Okay, that's 7 over for the day. We've got a headwind blowing in our face on this one. That'll work. Here's your second shot on the fourth. Well done. Okay, lining up an 8-foot putt. Oh, man. And let's get going. Give this a tap and we'll move on. And 7 over at the moment. And the 5th hole, we have a par 3. Well, this shot might go into the rough. Oh, too bad. We just barely made our way into the second cut. All right, I like being back on the fairway. All right, this one from 17 feet. This one's starting out to the right. Let's see if it'll turn. Okay, time to head over to the next hole. And sitting at 9 over for the day. Teeing off now in a long par 4. Oops, that one went bye-bye. All right, setting up now at about 200 yards away. Well, we're going to the sand. This one's a 10-foot putt. I think this starts off pretty straight and then goes to the right. Oh, brutal. Okay, let's see what we can do on the next hole. All right, par 3, 7th hole. Have a good tee shot. All right, this is an extremely long putt you've set yourself up with. Hopefully you can get this close. Oh, look at this thing. Still on track. And the putt goes down. Fantastic work. And currently now we're teeing it up on the 8th hole. I'm sure that's not what you wanted, but sometimes these things happen. Of course it had to go there, of all places. Looks like this tee shot's coming in for a safe landing. All right, this is your 4th shot. Here is the bogey putt. I think this one might move just a little bit to the right. It's getting there. All right, all we need is a little tap here. Let's do it. Wind's blowing right in our face on this one. Was tidy. This approach is into an elevated green. Come on, ball, get up there. Setting up with a sandy old lie. If you drop this, it could save par. This one's breaking pretty hard to the left here. Oh, Setting up here with a 4-foot putt. Here we go, 10th hole, par 4. Let's give this a go. Wow, powerful stuff, my friend. All right, if you can sink this, snatch a birdie and be on our way. But I think it's breaking to the left. Well, the putt appears to be on line. So good. Oh, lovely shot. And a par 4 coming up here on the 11th. All right, 36 feet away. Going downhill right to left here. Ooh, right by. And if this one goes, that'll be your par there. I think this one will go left to right. Good stroke on that one. That's your par. Got a left to right breeze on this hole. Into the water. We're in the deep stuff. You might need a club or 2 extra on this shot. I'll take that. We are about 140 yards out. A little too far to the right on the approach, I think. Here we have a 17-foot putt. This one looks like it'll go a little tiny bit to the right. All right, let's try to get this one down for double. Okay, lengthy par 4 ahead of us here. Oh my goodness, just smashed that one. And the green's below us here as we set up this approach. And if you can sink this, it's a birdie for you. This is a bit of an S turn here. It goes right, then it goes left. See if you can find a way to the cup. Oh, so close. All right, you've got this left for par. This hole, we got a tailwind to deal with. It was a good one. And here's shot number 2 on hole number 14. approach shot worked out just fine. This putt's around 18 feet away. Careful here, going downhill and to the right. Oh! 3 feet to go. And that'll drop. And the person in the number 1 spot is ahead by 3 strokes currently. And now the 15th hole. We got par 3 here. This ball's a long way from home. Let's see if he can help it get there. This one's just breaking hard to the left. This one's 8 feet. The 16th hole is upon us here. Let's see what happens. That'll do.
Oh my, you almost dropped that in there.
Here's a 14-foot putt. So far, so good. And nicely played in there for the bird. Wind is blowing right to left on this one. My word, that was some serious power. Okay, we're in the deep rough. Careful. This approach is heading left. All right, back in the fairway. Now let's get into that green. Oh, almost perfection there with the chipper. And now to the 18th hole. This one's a par 4. All right, let's get out of this sand. That'll do for the approach. Here's a putt for a final score of 83. Downhill putt here, breaking to the left. Oh, the chip just slides by. All right, the putt drops, and I guess that means I'm off the clock. And at the end of this one, it'll be plus 13 on your scorecard. With that, I say goodbye. Hope we'll see you again real soon. putting in PGA Tour 2K25 has more depth than ever before, so this set of lessons will get you primed up to use that putter on and around the greens. Well, that didn't work out. Let's try again. Well done. That is what we want to see. For uphill putts, you need to aim past the hole. Boom, there we go. That's what we want. Sometimes when you're on the green, you're so far away, you just want to set yourself up for a nice, safe two-putt. We call these lag putts when you're just trying to get it up there close. Now, pretend the hole's like 4 or 5 feet wide and just try to get it inside of that area. All right, you seem to know what you're doing here. Sometimes maybe you don't want to take a chance landing the ball on a tricky green, or maybe you just want to be part of the cool kids club and take the putter out when you're on the fairway. Doesn't matter. Both reasons are equally valid. Now, see if you can use the con. That's how we do it. And that will do it for the... The short game is the most important part of your game to practice, so this lesson's going to get you familiar with how to play. Well done. That is how we do it. All right, not quite there yet, but we'll try again. And look at you. That's what we want. Well done. To get this up and out of this greenside bunker, we will be using the splash shot. As with chipping, you need to pick the right spot on this green to land the ball so that you have enough room to roll out and get it close to the pin. Now dial this one in and see if you can get it in that target area on the green. Great stuff. That's what I'm looking for. Sometimes you want to get that ball high up in the air and land it softly without a lot of roll. Great work there. That was well done. And just like that, putting in PGA Tour 2K25 has more depth than ever before. So this set of lessons will get you, well, you're getting there. I think we'll just move on for now, but make sure, come back to this later if you're worried about it. Great work. That's what you want. Sometimes when you're on the green, you're so far away, you just want to... All right, that'll do for this lesson. Sometimes maybe you don't want to take a chance landing the ball on a tricky green. And look at you, following directions like an absolute pro. For this next lesson, we're going to learn how to dial in your approach shots to help you get as close as you can to that pin before you start putting. All right, not quite, but we're gonna give it another go. Good stuff. Well done on this lesson. Now in this situation, the wind is blowing from left to right. We have a crosswind to deal with. This means we have to aim a little bit to the left to compensate. Once you've aimed your shot, you can use the wind to carry the approach shot back towards the pin and stick it close. See if you can get it into that target zone. Good job on that one. Now we have to deal with the rough. This is where you do not want to be, but let's face it, we all end up here, so it's best to know how to deal with it. The deeper your ball sits in the rough, the less distance you're going to be able to get on the shots. Now let's choose a nicely done. That's going to work. Sometimes you're going to end up with a shot that is impacted by the trees. Luckily, we can use shot shaping to get around a lot of these situations. Let's use a fade to get around this tree. So aim to the left of the tree, hold down that true shot button, move your aim stick to the left to dial in a fade and hit that ball around the tree and into that target area up there on the green. Great work. That's what we want to see. Now you've got a few extra tools to get those. Hello and welcome to PGA Tour 2K25. My name is John McCarthy, and I'm going to try to get you going as fast as I can so that you can enjoy yourself out there on the golf course. This first set of fantastic work on this lesson. All right, now repeat that same backswing, but this time really try to push the swing stick forward smoothly and hit that whites. There we go. Looks like you know what you're doing here. Now we're going to talk about side hill lies. When your ball is all right, you seem to know what you're doing here. All right, now in this lesson, we want to hit a draw to curl your shot into the target zone. Press and hold the shot shaping button to access shot shaping mode. Move the aim stick to the right, and this is going to turn your shot shape into the draw shape. When you do any shot shaping, you're going to see a change on your swing meter. Those sweet spots we talked about earlier, they're going to change position to show you how to use the swing stick. Great work on this lesson. And just like that, we're done with our swing lesson. Hopefully you have a better grasp.
get set for the dramatic season-long race for the FedEx Cup, presented by 2K Sports and the PGA Tour. Opening round coverage of this exciting event is about to begin. Hello and welcome. It's great to have your company here on 2K Sports. I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam, right here in the booth, and out on the course is Henny Koyak and John McCarthy. All right, Beamer, you've played them all, you know only too well. In terms of the PGA Tour, where does the Copperhead course at Innisbrook Resort rank as one of the toughest?
Copperhead, does that sound like a friendly kind of snake to you? Something that you want to go up and pet and kind of hang out with and pal around and show your friend? Yeah, no, neither would I. Yeah. That's what you get when you go to the Copperhead golf course. I mean, it swirls back and forth. It winds in and out. And it's probably, I think, one of the hardest driving golf courses we have on the PGA Tour. The guys who drive it straight, they love it. You know, obviously iron game and all that's important. But I think it comes down to if you drive it well, you're going to have more opportunities to find these smallish type greens. But again, there's nothing really super friendly or fun about a golf course named after a lethal snake that lives in the water. Yeah, no thanks.
That's a shame. Just leaking left, that one. This would be a great up and down. How close was that to going down? Just a short putt remaining here. Now 2 shots up after that one. Well, a birdie's also in your heart, standing on the 12th tee. A short par 4, Rich. Decisions to be made?
Just a long iron or a hybrid for this tee shot here, Luke. Second shot, you're coming in with some kind of short iron to a green that's protected by a deep bunker in the front.
That makes its way to the first cut.
He's coming out of the rough here, and I don't think that's going to be enough.
They caught the bunker, Henny. Is that lie okay?
He's going to need a digging truck, maybe? I don't think a sand wedge is good enough to get this out.
How close was that to going in the hole? Great shot. John, have you got a read on this one? What's it going to do?
This one will be diving hard to the right.
Putting for a par here. A little bit too much on that putt. This putt just 5 feet away from the hole. Let's catch up with a human one iron, Will Zalatoris from earlier.
This is a beauty of a third.
So after that effort, this is what the leaderboard looks like. And he's maintained top spot on the leaderboard after that hole. Lucky 13 for some. This par 3 plays 200 yards.
Luke, I've never seen a green in golf repel more golf balls than the 13th here at Innisbrook. It's like it's made out of Gore-Tex. Golf balls just don't stay on it. It is really one of the hardest shots at this Innisbrook golf course.
Oh, that was so close to going in. A bogey putt awaits. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Setting up this putt 24 feet from the cup.
Wow, that almost went in the hole. Oh, a 9-foot chance here. This one might need to curl a long way back from the left. Our work here is done. Let's head to the next hole. The second of the back 9 par 5s, Rich 14. There's plenty to it.
Only the biggest hitters in the game can reach this one in 2, so any tee shot just out to the right is ideal. That way it leaves an easier shot out to the left for your layup. The third shot will be going downhill to a green that tilts from back to front, guarded by a deep bunker over on the left-hand side. You find the fairway with your second shot, you've got a really good chance to hit your third in there close.
This will be a big birdie here. Good putt to make. All right, John, you've been reading them well all day. Take us through this putt.
Not a very easy one here. It's moving to the left on its way down the hill.
Looking good.
That's very well judged. Inside the range.
Not a bad effort right there from long range. Big breaking putt. He just didn't quite read it right, but it'll be an easy par.
The long par 3 continues to be a feature here at the Copperhead course, and 15's no different.
It is. Thankfully, though, this is the flattest green, or one of the flattest greens on the golf course here. It's basically just a long iron down the hill to this flat green, but don't miss it left. That is no good.
He has this putt to save his par. Just 2 shots back after that hole. The Copperhead course, the snake pit, we're right in the middle of it.
There's some trees over on the right-hand side that you want to take it just left of to find the center of the fairway. From there, you're going to go in with a mid-iron to a really small green. A high, soft shot is required to hold this green.
Playing from around 160 yards. 2 strokes off the lead.
Feeling strong, going for less club.
Yeah, that was a safe play. And this putt is to move into a share for the lead.
Okay.
Has it got enough pace? Wow, what a putt. Well, that's worth a replay. Let's take another look.
I need to see this again because I still can't believe they hold that.
And that makes him tied for first.
Moving up the leaderboard. I like it.
Well, that's a lovely way to finish the opening round. Out in front. Leader. Sounds great.
He doesn't like to be the leader. It's always good. Rather the first round. We'd rather have it the last round, though. But I gotta say, good start.
Well, that was a thrilling day. And on behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, thanks for your company. We look forward to the next time you join us. Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is delighted to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. It's time to get into round 2. Let's head out onto the course. Luke Elvey here, delighted to have your company as we get into the action. Rich, this player starts their round in the lead. What's the game plan for them today?
Well, they've got the lead, and there is a significant chasing pack.
So they can't get too wrapped up in what's going on behind them. They've got to kind of keep their nose out front. They got to keep pushing along and play the golf course. Don't think about who's chasing you down. Just think about playing the golf course. But if you do find themselves falling back a little bit, then they need to go ahead and start making a little bit different push, maybe come up with a different game plan. But right now, out in front, they just kind of have to play the golf course right now and keep that in their sights.
This would be a great up and down from this spot. This is his 5th shot. Oh, I thought that one was going in. Just a 4-footer remaining. And that was a bogey by our leader, so the rest of the field feeling a little opportunity here to close the gap. The 6th is a par 4.
This is probably the hardest fairway to hit on the PGA Tour, Luke. This fairway cambers from right to left at a pretty good clip. And unless you work your tee shot from left to right, a high, soft shot, you're not going to find the fairway. This is almost impossible. The second shot will be from an awkward stance where the ball is above you or below you to a green that's perched a little bit above the players. Thankfully, though, it's a very flat green.
Nice out the rough here.
Scorecard filled with threes never hurts. Good putt to make this. Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
This one's 31 feet out.
Well, this would be a good one to make. It's for par. And now that finds him in first place. We've now arrived at the par 4 7th. Well, not a good result there. John, you're down there. What's happening?
Well, guys, I'm down here on the 14th, and this is Tony Finau.
Let's get back to it, shall we? Now, 4 under par. Opting for the 6 iron. Let's see if we can get this one up and down for par. Seven feet to the cup.
Crucial to save this par.
No movement up or down on the leaderboard for this player. We find ourselves on a par 3 here. Opting for the hybrid, I think. Looks like this one's going to the beach. All right, facing a little up and down here to save the par. Oh, just snuck over the edge there. Oh, that's the hands of a surgeon. Lovely touch. And now dropping to 3 under for the tournament. Hole number 9 is a par 4. Oh, that is a beautiful low ball flying off the tee there. There's a lot of players out on tour that it's impossible to cheer against, but Tony Finau has to stand at the highest, doesn't he? He's a family man, he's a fun guy, he loves to dance, he's got a groove, he's got a swagger about him, and here he is once again delighting the fans.
Who says nice guys don't finish first has never met Tony Finau. Probably the most well-liked man on the PGA Tour. If you don't like Tony Finau, then I don't like you. Right? I mean, he's just this great character. I mean, and you see the smiles, but you know underneath, he wants to rip your heart out. He's got more passion for the game, I think, than anybody out there. And you can see it. You can see the intensity when he's hitting the shot. But as soon as it's over with, it's just all smiles once again. I can't say enough great things about this man. I love him to tears. And I'm always rooting for him. He's a guy that I want to root. I want to see him win more and more and more.
This hole here is a par 4.
Straight down the hill these tee shots go. That bunker down the left-hand side should see a fair bit of action. If you leave it out to the right-hand side, there's some trees that are overhanging will block out your second shot. This green tilts pretty good from back to front.
And this was a chance from a long way out.
Let's catch up with the current proceedings. And Henny, what's he facing with this one?
And from around 135 yards.
They're not a bad shot, that one. A chance to move deeper under the card. This putt's for 4 under.
Short game has been especially sharp today, Luke. Very impressive.
Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
It's just going to cruise up to the left-hand side.
The start of this one out on a pretty good line. This has got some intent. Okay, let's head to the next. Well, this is an impressive display by our leader. Now out by 6 shots over the field. Well, that's some pretty tidy work through 2 rounds, Rich. Has opened up a huge bar for Arnold in the field.
I don't think I've seen 2 rounds this complete in my life, Luke. Having such a massive lead, how can they handle it?
On behalf of Rich Beam and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, I'm Luke Elvey. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Sports and the PGA Tour are delighted to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Third round coverage is about to kick off. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam. As always, it's delightful to have you join us. Rich, this player's been doing really nicely, building that solid advantage over the field. But today's just as important as the first few, isn't it?
Of course it is. And the way they're playing, however, though, I don't see them going anywhere but up. I just find what they're doing out there to be fairly flawless. Now, is it possible they stumble? Of course it is. But I'm having a hard time understanding how that could happen.
So close.
A par putt awaits.
And he's holding steady in first place after that one. Ooh, bold play here.
Going with the chief off the tee.
Well, on the tee now, coming off for par. Chance to pipe one up the middle. That is a glorious looking shot. The stinger, everyone's favourite off the tee. His second shot here. Well played, mate. Sitting at 8 under.
He's found the surface. Good chance here.
And this has been a hole he's unable to take advantage of so far for this event.
drop, and it will extend the lead.
Setting the tone early in this round.
As we move to the 6th hole, it's a par 4.
This is probably the hardest fairway to hit on the PGA Tour, Luke. This fairway cambers from right to left at a pretty good clip. And unless you work your tee shot from left to right, a high, soft shot, you're not going to find the fairway. This is almost impossible. The second shot will be from an awkward stance where the ball is above you or below you to a green that's perched a little bit above the players. Thankfully, though, it's a very flat green.
Needs this one to kick right. Okay, that'll end up pin high.
Made birdie on the last, looking for a second in a row here.
John, have you got a read on this one?
And this one going left to right there, Luke.
Three feet to go here to the hole.
This is for par.
Okay, holding steady on the leaderboard after that hole. Here we are at the par 4, 7th hole.
What a drive. Look at that.
Still a chance to attack this hole from the first cut.
Yes, difficult lie. Made a par here yesterday. A little bit more difficult today.
From where he was, he's got to be loving this.
All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
Setting up this putt 11 feet from the cup.
What a putt that was. Currently in first position. So another impressive display on top of the leaderboard, though. Rich is plenty to play for.
It's been a work of art from my point of view, and I gotta say, I hope it continues for one more day.
Well, that'll just about do it. On behalf of Rich Beam, I'm Luke Elvey. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to your company next time. Welcome, everyone. It's time to get ready for the gripping season-long pursuit of the FedEx Cup, presented by 2K Sports and the PGA Tour. Well, it's time to find out who wins this event. Let's head out for the final round. Hi, everyone. I'm Luke Elvey. Thanks for joining us once again. And Rich, we're into our final round now, and this featured player of ours has a handy buffer, don't they?
Yes, he's got the lead and needs to keep things steady heading into this final round. Should be a great day of golf ahead of us, Luke.
We're going out to the 15th to check on the action. Well, let's see if this march to victory lane is completed. Looks to be going with the 5-iron. Never seen a scorecard that doesn't look good with a 2 on it. Henny's down there. You got a read?
This one. This is testing. A big right to left slope.
Good speed. Disappointment. And still in top spot after that hole. Keep it going. And I don't give the rest of the field much hope today. Our leader is way out in front in this final round. And that one's headed to the drink. Setting up for his third shot.
Wind is blowing from right to left here. Wants to work it against the wind.
And choosing the 8-iron here. Found the green side bunker. Looking for an up and down here. All right, safely out of the bunker, and now a chance to make a putt. This next putt for double bogey. And this is quality play, still on top of the leaderboard. Let's see what happens here at the 17th.
The final challenging par 3 on this golf course. Good news is, though, is the green funnels in from both the right and left edges. Most shots are going to end up right in the center of this green.
This is a fairly lengthy putt here. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
The perfect leave. Uphill, right to left.
This putt of about 6 feet coming up.
Who doesn't love a par putt?
And there's no movement on the leaderboard after that hole. What a lovely position to be in. Holding the lead, playing the last. Good luck. Oh, that one came out low and boring through the breeze. What a shot. This shot coming from around the 150-yard marker.
Elevated green up there, Luke. Going to need to take one extra club here, I believe.
All right, let's keep the focus here. This is to win the event. Henny, what's he facing with this putt?
This one's about 33 feet from the cup.
And now this putt to win the Valspar Championship. And there's your Valspar Championship champion, Rich. What a week.
Absolutely great playing all week long. Must say it was a hard-fought but well-earned victory.
That is a comprehensive performance, Rich.
Didn't break a sweat on the way to victory lane. I gotta say, I love it. It was so easy and smooth. It was a work of art.
Well, that just about concludes our coverage. I'm Luke Elvey, here on behalf of Rich Beam, plus all the hard-working folks at HB Studios. It's good night for now.